everyone, welcome to Anbaalaya. We shall discuss FAQ, frequently asked questions in Sainik school, RMS and Rimc entrance examination. Let us read the question. A contractor undertook to build a road in 200 days. He employed 140 men. After 60 days, he found that only 1/4 of the road could be built. How many additional men should he employ to complete the work in time? A contractor, he has to finish the work in 200 days. He employed 140 men, okay? So after 60 days, he found that only 1/4 of the construction work. Actually, he is engaged in building a road. So he has to finish that work. He has to finish the road work in 200 days. He has got 140 men. But after 60 days, he found that only 1/4 of the work could be finished. 1/4 of the road could be built. So how many additional men should he employ to complete the work in time? Let us see how to do the sum. Here, see, I make columns, days, men and work. In 60 days, 140 men were engaged for 60 days to finish 1/4 of the work. So how many men are needed to finish the balance? 1/4 of the work is over. Out of 4 parts, 1 part of the work is over. So remaining is how much? 4 minus 1, 3/4. 1/4 work is done, so remaining work is 3/4. So 3/4 of the work has to be done. And number of days, total number of days given is 200. In that 200 days, 60 days are now over. So the remaining days, 140 days. So 140 days, he has to finish 3/4 of the remaining work. So he needs how many men? This is the question. Well, just we shall try to understand the relation between men and days. When more men are engaged, less number of days are required to finish the work. If you need to finish the work in less number of days, then more men will be needed. Less men, more number of days will be taken. So men increases, days decreases. When men decreases, days will increase. This you call it as inverse proportion. So the relationship between men and days, inverse proportion. Similarly, more men can do more work. So more men, more work. Both increases. Less men, less work. Both decreases in such a case. So men and work are direct proportion. Men and work are direct proportion. Well, we need to find out men. So take 140 first. Multiply by inverse relation. Inverse proportion you take as such. 60 by 140. You need to find out the number of men. So I take 140 into inverse proportion you will take as such 60 by 140. And direct proportion relation you will take ulta. You reverse and take 3/4 by 1/4. So 140 into 60 by 140 into this reverse. The relation is direct proportion, so you reverse 3/4 by 1/4. Okay. So how do I do? 140 into 60 by 140 into, this is division. I first do 3/4 divided by 1/4. So 3/4 into division changes to multiplication and take reciprocal of 1/4 as 4/1. So reciprocal of 1/4, 4/1. So how do I do? 4 gets cancelled. 140, 140 gets cancelled. 63s are 180. Number of men required is equal to 180 men. So how many additional men are required? Totally 180 men are required. Minus earlier he had 140 men. So 180 minus 140, 40 additional men are required. Now FAQ 21B. 10 men working for 6 days of 10 hours each. Each day he works for 10 hours. The men work for, each man works 10 hours for 6 days. 10 men working for 6 days of 10 hours each finish 5 by 21 of a piece of work. How many men working at the same rate and for the same number of hours each day will be required to complete the remaining work in 8 days? Just please understand, 10 men, 6 days, they can finish 5 by 21 piece of a work. They work 10 hours a day. Second case also, how many men? We need to find out how many men. Same rate in the sense they work 10 hours a day, same number of hours. So how many men working for 8 days can finish the remaining work? So the work finished is 5 out of 21. So what is remaining in 21? 5 out of 21. The remaining piece of work is 16 out of 21. Because 21 minus 5, the rest work left is 16 by 21. So how do we do this? I make columns, men, days and work. 10 men, 6 days can finish 5 by 21 of the work. So how many men, 8 days, finishes remaining work? What is the remaining work? 21 minus 5, 16 out of 21 is remaining. Okay, find out the relation. We need to find out the number of men. So men and days relation. You need to find men, so you have to find out the relation between men days and men and work. So men and days. More men are engaged, less number of days needed. So men and days, the relationship is inverse proportion. When one quantity increases, the other quantity decreases. Men and work. More men are engaged, more work can be done. Both increases, both the quantities increases. This is direct proportion. So the relationship between men and days, inverse proportion, men and work, direct proportion. The number of men we need to find out, 10 into direct inverse proportion you take as such, 6 by 8. Direct proportion you make ulta, 16 by 21 by 5 by 21. So 10 into 6 by 8 into 16 by 21 into division changes to multiplication and take reciprocal 21 by 5. 21 gets cancelled. 5 goes in 10 2 times. 8 goes in 16 2 times. 2 6 are 12, 12 2s are 24. So 24 men are needed to finish the work in 8 days. That's all. Thanks for watching.